Alrighty folks, welcome back. Today we're playing again on the 20 gauge load all. We got to finally go to the range and test our international load with 7/8 ounces worth of shot. We've only loaded up Winchesters so far because that's the only thing that these wads here are actually supposed to fit. The WAA is supposed to fit Winchester or tapered holes. However, I've got a whole bunch of Federals, Fiocchis, Aguilas. These are Challengers, and these are all straight wall holes. So what we're going to do is try and see if our clay busters are going to work for us, even though they're supposed to fit a tapered hole. We're just going to be loading up a few from each of those styles, and then we'll eventually get out to the range and see how they do. But for now, we're just going to see how they load up, having kept in mind that if we remember back to our hole and wad video, seeing if they fit, they were pretty sloppy in there. But if we look up data for them, they all call for that wad. So, I guess we're gonna give them a shot, see if they work. So let's get to it. Once again, our data is right here on the bottle. Max charge of 14 grains. We're using, well, I guess mixed holes here, but our wad, again, is the clay buster. We're using Cheddite primers. That's the slightly over diameter European style, which is going to be perfect for our Challengers or Euro trash holes. And up here we've got our 7/8 ounce worth of shot. We got that bushing installed, and then we're using, again, that 14-ish grains of international there. And actually when it comes out, it's slightly less than 7/8, so we're gonna be on the safe side there. Anyways, let's get to them. We're just going to start knocking these bad boys out. Try to get that stuff out of the way. We'll get a couple primers out on deck here. Need one more. If you've never seen a 209 primer, these are kind of weird. That's our, well, I don't know if that's the compound or whatever. I'm sure it's sealed in there. And then down here we have the cup that gets hit by your priming, or by your firing pin rather. And that just goes straight in here on stage 2. So yeah, we come down, size that all the way, and you'll see how our base is nice and flush there. That's resized our base so we can go back into anybody's shotgun. Get that centered. This pulls off our sizing ring, and now we're primed. That'll come off. See the brand new primer there compared to that old one on the left. Okay, we're primed. We need powder now. That seems a little tall, but fits just fine. Dump our powder. We'll go ahead and get our wads out here on deck, on standby, on hold. Yeah, I'll set them over here. Yeah, I left myself just enough room to have a little stockpile of wads there. And there's our charge of international. Fills up quite a bit of that hole. Not too much though. You'll see here we can fit our wad in just perfectly. Hopefully. That's the test, I guess. See, it feels nice and snug, and I can feel it compressing from there into the powder. There's no powder shaking around. You can't hear it at all, and that seems like it's a pretty good fit. Yeah, I guess we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it, make sure we're seated, dump our shot. There we go. Sometimes it'll get hung up because reasons, I don't know, okay. Now perfect, you can see we're just at the top of our wad, which is just at the bottom of the crimp. Very nice. And these have 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, counting is hard. 1, 2, 3, 6 points here, 6 folds, so that'll come towards us. And I don't know if that's going to be with the valley or the point, so let me try the valley. Pre-crimp. Ewy, we squished a little bit. Oopsie. Other than that, it looks good from this angle. Let's see how this works out. We'll go nice and slow. Yes, sir. All the way down. Ewy. And we kind of mangled up the case there. The case, the hole, the shell, whatever we call these plastic things. Otherwise, well, also our crimp looks a little indented perhaps. It looks like some of our shot can spill out of there. Whoopsie, that's not too good, right? Yeah, that didn't help at all. Well, we'll leave them aside here and see what they all look like at the end, I guess. Pop out the primer. Yes, sir. Piece of cake. Okay, so I don't think we're too full. Okay, so I did the valley. Oops, now we'll try a point towards us. Real slow. Okay. That's friggin' horrible. What the hell, man? What in the hell, man? Okay, let's try to spread her back out. So obviously I want the valley towards me, not a point, and I just ripped it. Well, this is turning into quite the dumpster fire. So back on, nope, 6-point crimp up front, but we want a valley towards us, not a point. Yeah, total dumpster fire here, how about that? Good God. Sending it. Oh no. Oop. Okay, well, yeah. Oh God, it hurts. We're gonna pull that one apart. He's not going to the range. That's 0 out of 2. 0 out of 2. That's just fantastic so far. Well, I guess we might have to stop on 3 and reassess things. If we're gonna fail again. Okay, it's sized. This part's going very smoothly. No problem at all. Reprime, that pops out. There's our powder, piece of cake. The wad, even this part seems fine. And this is the 7/8 ounce load, or wad rather, so that means it comes further into the case than the 3/4 ounce wad would, which Claybuster also offers, but that one would stop about here, which would push our column height up a little bit. And I'm not sure if that would hurt or help the situation, because it looks like right now we're too far down, and so when it tries to pre-crimp, there's nothing here supporting this part of the hole, which is why we get stuff like this, because there's nothing in there to support it. So maybe I need that different wad to bring everything up just a little bit. Or that's what an overshot card can do for us. Let me get a tool and we can try and poke at stuff, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So right now we can see that our crimp ends right about here, but we still have this much depth that needs filled up with something. So I can either add more shot or add cards or filler to bring this up a little bit. And I think that's what our issue is here. We just don't have enough shot column to where when we try to pre-crimp, this just folds in a little bit lower than we want it to. So let me see if I have something laying around to fill this up. I might just try and chop out a piece of cardboard square and we'll try and fill that up perhaps. Stand by. So I'm just pulling apart an old box we pulled out of the trash to see if this might be the right width. That's almost perfect, but it's not very thick. So I'm going to trim it down just a hair and then we'll cut a couple squares here. See if we can't stack a few to make the correct column. I also guess this is where you could do an over powder card before your wad, or do your wad and then add things at the bottom of the wad before your shot, or like I'm doing an overshot. Several ways to skin this cat, I guess. So let's try and drop one of these in here. That didn't work at all because it's not circular. We'll try and round it out just a bit. So yeah, that's kind of janky, but let me get a couple of those piled up in there and we'll see if we get anywhere with that. So there's 3 of my half-assed cardboard, you know, overshot cards, I guess. So let's see if this will help us crimp. So 6-point in the front, and we need the valley towards us. We'll try and make sure we're centered there. Oh, see, it kicks it over. Well, see, so the bases are identical between the 12 and the 20 gauge. So it doesn't center the 20 as well as the 12 because this is cut out for that case head size, whereas this one you can have way over here or here and it can lean any direction. So trying to make sure we're going to get that centered. See if that helps. And actually it kind of pushed it over a bit. And yep, once again, got a nice little, yep, that's just perfect right there, huh? Not really, but okay. Try it again, real slow. Maybe a bit of rotation. It's actually starting to work. I said that and then friggin' squished the bottom, but we almost crimped the top properly. This seems like a lot of work for a simple friggin' birdshot load. Those Winchesters are perfect so far, and out of 3 challengers, I'm very dissatisfied so far. Might not even take those to the range. Obviously this one, it'll definitely chamber. This one totally will. Well, maybe it's kind of boogered up at the bottom, but it's opened up here at the top. That's gonna spill everywhere. And then this one is totally mangled both at the bottom of the body, and we're gonna be spilling out from there. So this is a mess here for the for these Challenger holes and this load at least. So I guess I'm gonna break those 2 open and I'll shoot this one because it's loaded, but I'm not gonna worry about trying these next 2. That's just a waste of components at that point. And I guess that's gonna wrap it up. What a disappointment, but I guess we learned something, right? These Challengers with this current setup and this load are a no-go, but I'm gonna hold on to these obviously, because we will be able to find a use for them. I am certain, okay? So thanks for hanging out, guys. I guess we'll see you in the next video. I got a couple others here planned, so stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one.